One would think that Obama's hands-off approach to the oil disaster would please some of these teabaggers like Payush Jindal of the governor of Louisiana, who berated Obama for spending too much money on social programs during the recession, or Steve Scalise, a Republican of a representative of Louisiana, who famously warned of a, quote, government-run global warming Gestapo that would be created if national clean energy standards were adopted. You like these guys? These guys are lower than street whores. No offense to real sex workers. Now, both these hypocrites are practically on their knees begging Obama to spend money, take over from BP. But the biggest hypocrite and flip-flop queen of the decade is none other than teabagger darling Batty Michelle Bachmann, who you will remember just a few weeks ago called Obama a gangster for taking over health care and seeking too much government regulation of the private sector. Remember that? The same Michelle Bachmann who sees virtually every government program except the ones that keep her husband's scammy little health clinic going, or the ones that pay her salary, as some kind of forced socialism. Now she's berating Obama for not involving the federal government in the current oil disaster. That's right. She's upset because Obama's government isn't passing enough regulations and because he's not taking over a private sector corporate entity. Hurry! Check and see if the earth is still spinning on its axis. This is why I hate these filthy pig conservative Republicans. They are so hypocritical. They are such snakes. They are so stupid. And they get voted into office. Huh? She actually chastised the president for not seizing ships. That's right. For being too hands-off when he should have ordered the Coast Guard to commandeer other people's boats. Does her pimp, Glenn Beck, know about this? Michelle Bachmann wants Obama to seize private property for government use. Glenn Beck! One of your streetwalkers has wandered way off the reservation. Glenn! Michelle Bachmann! Oh, never mind.
Seize private property.
Glenn's the hypocrite who criticized the journalists for invading the privacy of Sarah Palin's kid, and then 2 days later went on a 20-minute screed mocking 11-year-old Malia Obama. Glenn, one of your whores is loose. We got time to play this clip? Play it.
We haven't seen competence in the government's hands-off policy with this disaster. And we need to ask the question, on day one, what did the Obama administration do about the Coast Guard?
Oh!
What did they ask the Coast Guard to do to intervene on day one?
Intervene!
What did the administration do on day one with the booms that could have been put out in the ocean in order to quarantine off, if you will, this oil as it surged to the surface?
Oh, no!
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found.
Administration, they were hands off.
Yeah,
didn't do anything.
That's what you want.
The boats that could have been commandeered by the government.
You crazy bitch!
Into this region to deal with that oil plume.
Oh, excuse me.
Coming up to the water.
I'm sorry.
Destroying marine life. Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found.
The administration was hands off on this policy.
But Michelle, you batty crazy broad, what are you talking about? This is what you've been screaming about. Oh, the government's got to stay out of the way. Look what they're doing to health care. Look what they're doing with their regulations. They're insane. I shouldn't call her a crazy bitch. She's just insane. She's out of her mind. She's a typical Republican, a typical conservative, a typical bought and paid for corporate whore who works in the legislative branch of the government of the United States to make sure that corporate America takes over the entire thing. You better say something. I'm getting carried away.
I just want to know, I just wanted to look at the camera on the floor on the C-SPAN and go, how do you like me now? To all her teabagger minions when she's saying, why didn't Obama commandeer private ships? Why didn't he send in the Coast Guard with the booms and take ships and just take people's ships and use them for the government use? Why didn't he do that from day one? He was hands off. Isn't that what you wanted? Didn't you always say you wanted less government intervention in private affairs?
Have I mentioned yet tonight how much I hate these miserable bastards? I haven't? I hate them. I hate them. Glenn! Come on, be a good pimp! One of your workers is wandering down a side street. Come on, Glenn! Crack the whip, boy!